ADAM16 theory. If you don't know who ADAM16 is, let me give you a quick rundown on why he's being accused of sacrificing his wife and public image to distract people from something he did that's more nefarious. ADAM16 is mainly known for his underground hip-hop podcast No Jumper, which began in 2011. Since then, he has interviewed people like XXXTentacion, Lil Pump, 6ix9ine, and many more from the early to mid-2010s hip-hop era. He would then go on to meet his future wife, now known as Lena the Plug, who was an adult entertainment actress at the time, meeting through the Instagram DMs. And then in 2021, they would go on to get married, even posting a heartfelt vlog showing his baby and basically how he was transitioning to a family man. Now this is where stuff begins to get interesting. Lena made a post promoting her new film, but this time, instead of it only being her husband and some other girl, she introduced the man. This was going to be her first male and female scene, not including her husband. He was basically getting cucked, and so the internet did what it had to do and went on a mission to find out why ADAM16 allowed this to occur. The public was outraged. All this led to Adam and Lena's situation to start trending on Twitter, where people were poking fun at Adam, to put it lightly. But the masses started to question if this was all a distraction. I mean, why would you let your newly wedded wife, who you just had a kid with, sleep with another man for the sake of money or career? People were going crazy and started calling out to Adam, stating that he was being a complete cuck and needed to stand up for himself. But instead of surrendering to the internet, he would drive the point even deeper by saying that he was okay with it, and even if it happened in the future. But not only promoting the lewd content, but also interviewing the guy that she had slept with in the explicit video, kind of like a post-game interview as some would describe it. Of course, stirring the pots even more. Not only that, he also offered his wife up to other large content creators for them to make spicy videos with her as means to support her career. This left some people to theorize that there was something else going on, something fishy. They suspected that Adam was trying to save face about another allegation that had just come up sometime around this whole fiasco involving his young fans, specifically his female young fans. The theory was he was trying to distract people from his pedoooo allegations. There was someone called the official Perv Busters who got on the No Jumper podcast and confronted them about the 16-year-old girl allegations. He claimed that they had relations, and even though she may have consented that it was not right, he even brought up receipts showing a picture selfie of Adam with a young girl hanging out in the car, though an article would later clarify that she was 19 in the pic and that they had only spoken to each other at 16, with phone calls and other things, when Adam was 26 or so, which was said to be admitted to be real by Adam himself, according to Perv Busters. But we all know what occurred on the pod. Adam heard that this was going on and had the interview cut short, as well as kicking out the Perv Buster guy for quote-unquote spreading lies. Joe Budden, the Pump It Up guy, even spoke on the topic and called Adam a perv for waiting until she was 19 years old to get with her and spending nights at her mom's house. This incident went semi-viral, but other racist allegations, and then finally the Lena the Plug fiasco caught the attention of the public more, and all the traffic went to there instead. Adam even went to perpetuate it by buying his wife a luxury car as a congratulations gift and started fake ironic beef with the other man who had been with his wife in the shoot. Finally, people started to catch on and began theorizing why all of this was taking place.
I want to get into a topic you spoke about, the whole concept of this selling your soul topic. There's this one Kanye lyric that has always stuck with me, right? He says, I sold my soul to the devil, it was a crappy deal. At least it came with a few toys like a Happy Meal. And when I heard that in high school, it was a bar. When I heard it in high school, I was just thinking like, damn, that's a bar right there. But then obviously we see everything that Kanye is going through, and then you hear this concept of, you know, selling your soul. Like how much validity from your understanding is there to that concept of this whole the Illuminati, you know what I mean? They're about to flag us immediately. So in your expertise or opinion or knowledge or whatever, how much validity is that?
It's very valid. There are people who have come out, multiple people from Wolvicki to, I think it was our brother Noriega, who talked about a door that you can go through.
Right.
Choose to go through this door, go through that door. But if you go through that door, you know what comes with that. There are a lot of people who have exposed Hollywood, and each one of them who did, you don't hear about them as much anymore unless they pivoted, you know, made some kind of move to remain relevant. But it's very, very valid. Hollywood used to be called Hollywood Land. and it's named after the Holly Reef. Now you have to go back into ancient Rome. You're talking about the Roman Saturnalia and the festival of orgies and sex that they used to have, and they were sun worshipers. So they would dance around and have sex with everybody, random sex, and pushing the illusion and all that kind of stuff. So Hollywood is adopted from that mentality, that type of culture. So they brought that over here to the West, and of course, America gives Greece the credit for being the mother of Western culture, the mother of Western society. Athens, Greece. This is what America gives, say that's our mama. Okay, so everything that was over there in Greece, from the cathedrals all the way to the stadiums, to the same-sex behavior, to the animalistic sexual expressions, all of that was over there in Europe first. They brought it over here piece by piece. So to answer that question, yes, it's real. And every process to get involved in it is real. You have to compromise sexually. You have to compromise your integrity. You have to compromise your morals. You have to compromise your children, your money. You have to compromise everything. Depending on how high you want to go, you will have to give up more and more and more. It's very real. It does exist. Again, I'm from Compton. Right. So I'm right up the street from Hollywood. And I've seen some of these things. I've been invited to certain places as far as events and things like that. But when I get to these events, I see who is who. They don't come at me because, okay, you belong to God. They like, all right, don't blow us up.
Because
right?
we see, we have always heard about this, secret society and just the selling your soul concept. And we just, in our heads, be like, nah, they just, that can't, there's no way that's real. Like, what I mean? And then try to, even the house party movie, we was watching the house party movie, and they sprinkle that in there to kind of make it seem like they making fun of it, or they just want to make light of the situation. But, these stuff, obviously, like you said, it's a real thing in society.
Yeah, they have blood sacrifices. They have blood rituals. They have a number of these things, and more of it is coming out. So now you have to separate the theory from, the actual conspiracies, the real things that are going on. A lot of theories out there where people get real crazy and they start, because the number two is the number two. You turn it sideways. I'm like, okay, hold on, bro. Hold on now. Okay, now you're speculating. All right. I need the facts. We don't do speculation, all that, because then that's never ending. Right. But the actual facts are Hollywood sincerely makes its money through perversion, through destroying morals, through the abuse of men, women, and children. There's a lot of sex trafficking, organ trafficking, child trafficking, all up and through Hollywood. This is well known. Exploitation of men, exploitation of women. This is very, very, very well known, especially in the modeling industry, especially in fashion, especially all throughout film. The difference now is people are becoming famous independently. You don't need Hollywood no more. Right. That's the beauty now. We don't need it no more. To become famous, to get likes and views, to make all this money and be seen all over the world, Hollywood is no longer needed. We got cameras now. We have microphones now. We have the ability to stream and put out our own narrative and picture and image. But that's the hub of it, I would say. So you got to talk about Hollywood, but then you have to also go back to ancient Greco-Roman culture. So you need to know about ancient Greece and Rome. Once you learn about that, then you can just put it on top of Hollywood and realize, everything that was over there is eventually going to be over here, and not just in Hollywood, but all of America. So yeah, that stuff does exist. Last point I'll mention is a lot of these parties, like when you talk about Jeffrey Epstein, you talk about Ellen DeGeneres and all these different people.
Yeah, Bohemian Road?
But Bohemian Grove.
Grove, there we go. Yeah, okay.
I'll just let people know one thing to watch, for example, just so you can know how simple it is when they talk about it, like we talking right now. Like every day, everything's cool. There was an interview that Ellen DeGeneres did with Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock, who was a star of Miss Congeniality and Heat and all the movies, right?
Yeah, definitely know.
She interviewed her, right? And Ellen said, tell the people what kind of facial you get, because they have different facials to make yourself look younger. She said, well, it's a facial where, they take the serum from, she was trying to be soft with it. Ellen said it's from foreskin of Korean babies.
I saw that.
And she calls it the penis facial, where they have the foreskin that's chopped off of Korean babies' penises. I'm sorry, y'all, you got to hear the truth. And they extract from that the cells and things like that, and they inject it into the faces of these women who are going to pay for it. Now, if you can flagrantly say that, and they was laughing, talking about ha, 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 like, whoa, did you not just, hold on, hey, did y'all not hear what the hell this woman just said?
Yeah.
So you have, okay. So it's like, that's one piece. Then on the other side, you got to know the blood sacrifices, the blood rituals when it comes to children. The adrenochrome thing that people go into when it's a mixture of blood and adrenaline from scaring children and siphoning their blood, that there is truth to that. there is truth to that. A lot of these secret
What was
societies.
that called? It was like spirit cooking. It was like
Spirit cooking. Yeah,
yeah.
I believe it's Brovovic or something like that is the white lady heavily in the film industry and fashion industry. This stuff is very real. Now, again, if you want to confront this evil, you know, this is when you start getting into real topics on these shows, right? Where you start talking about things really affecting the world. You can't run from it. If you want to get involved in it, you got to go all the way. But don't try to, you know, dip and dive into it. But again, this stuff is very real, bro. Right. It's a lot. Like I don't want to go too deep into it because it does exist, but you have to be willing to face it.
Would you say that the people who were famous before we got to this point, they definitely a part of the Illuminati?
I'd definitely say a good percentage. I wouldn't doubt that a good percentage of them are. And then you have some who you have to look at exactly what they are pushing and what they're endorsing. Look at what people are supporting. Look at what they're endorsing. Look at what they're pushing. Look at it thoroughly. Okay. For example, you're pushing that it's okay for grown men wearing dresses to dance in front of children, half naked. All right. Which celebrities are supporting that? We can look at that, right? So you can say, yep, you. Then a small percentage of them may just be ignorant, right? Some of you are ignorant for sure. We can't get rid of that. That's a fact. Some are genuinely ignorant. Okay, cool. But then a good percentage of them are helping to push the machine that benefits and that talks about that situation, or the ones who are talking about putting men in dresses. And I mean, like really putting us in dresses and always attacking family and always promoting anything that goes toward destroying children or removing morals piece by piece. You got to look at who these people are and then ask them, who the hell do you work for? See, again, ignorance goes to a certain point. You know damn well what's going on now in 2023 when it comes to certain things we've been dealing with as people. You know what the hell's going on. So what's your excuse? Who do you work for? That's when you have to start asking that question. So yes, a good percentage of them for sure are a part of, you could say the Illuminati, you can say a part of different secret societies. A few of them are a part of it without even knowing.